Really great to be able to welcome Richard Lebrant and Andy Walton from our Birmingham band IONS to the Bass Sessions today. Welcome, guys. Okay, but guys, can you tell me a little bit about when the band formed?
Yeah, we formed in April 2009, and the backbone of the band had been together for quite a while. We'd been together for about a year and a half before that, and we'd done about 2 songs which were on the album, and it just all fell apart really. It's just people I've worked with over the last few years, etc. So I decided to get some people on board who I thought I could trust to help me write up an album, and I got Andrew on board because we've been friends for a long time. We've known each other for about 10 years. So,
is it right that you came together from a couple of Birmingham bands that were quite well known as well?
Yeah, that's right. I was playing at a Birmingham band called Solway Fifth for Dead Sun Rising. Solway Fifth, they had radio play on. John Peel actually opened a session with Solway Fifth
really?
track. Yeah, and Dead Sun Rising. We played the Supersonic Festival quite a few times.
So you're building on that really with
Pardon? Yeah. So I mean, most of the people in IONS actually, a lot of them used to be fans of some of the bands that I've been in the past, and they'd always liked the music. Yeah. Whereas Andrew had his own band, didn't you, Celador, which.
Celador was together for about 3 or 4 years. Played the Birmingham circuit mainly.
Yeah.
Got quite a decent lot of shows underneath our belt really. Played with some acts from America and Holland. But our music was quite underground because it was all completely instrumental,
right.
Influenced by bands like Russian Circles and Pelican.
I was going to ask you actually, what kind of is IONS a mounting part of different kind of influences, or you know what's in there that you kind of all like, or you all like different stuff? How does it work out?
I guess I've always been a fan of like heavy music for quite a while, but I've also liked a lot of British music, especially over the last few years. I've started listening to more to bands like The Cure and the Smiths, and I've always been a big fan of Radiohead, and as I'm getting older my musical tastes are changing, I think that's where IONS kind of it's got a bit of the heavier stuff in there, and a bit of the more what I've been listening to over the last few years, David Bowie, that kind of thing. Whereas for you, you're probably more. You've always been into the post-rock scene and
prog rock, I guess. And then you got the keyboardist has got more sort of ambient influences, a lot of electronica. The drummer, Andy Langford, he's like a bit of a metalhead, I suppose.
Yeah. And it works out well. It's like a good, nice mounting pot.
It's a good mix, yeah. I think the fact that we've all known each other for a long time. I mean, I've known the drummer and I've known the bass player since we were at school. And the other fella who worked with me, actually, we did one gig where we just decided to write up a load of songs that my friend who used to be in one of my older bands, so he'd done some songs, and we decided to write them up and just play a gig, and we supported. God, I can't remember who it was now, but it was an American band. It was a show for Capsule in Birmingham, and we supported them just doing this one gig of just songs that we've written. And then from that I said to Daz, I said, would you like to join a band with me? And that was a bass player, yeah, and then that went from there. So the rest of them I've known for years. I've known Andrew for over 10 years. We worked together at McDonald's of all places. So,
okay, let's talk about the album, Laser Eye Surgery for God. Now it's out, isn't it? Just come out.
Yes, yeah, it was released on the 3rd of January. It's released digitally, so you can get it on iTunes and Play.com. You can listen to it on Spotify for free if you like. It's out there. It's on about 120 different digital analog sites, but I couldn't name them all for you. Just the main.
Google it and see what you find.
Yeah, see what I find. Yeah.
So how's it going, the reaction to the album?
Well, I'd say it's a pretty positive reaction. I think we've had a lot of comparisons, so it sort of helps us to put ourselves in a sort of, not categorise ourselves, but know what sort of sound people put us amongst, and we compared to The Cure, compared to bands like Joy Division, Radiohead as well. So it's quite a broad but very British sounding sort of album, I think, in its influence.
I mean, that's obviously one of the highlights so far.
Definitely.
What else on it? Tell me another highlight.
Well, I suppose highlights. I mean, because we've, as a band, we'd only been together since April 2009. We recorded the album at St Thomas Network Community Centre in Dudley, and it was recorded by a friend. and it didn't really cost us much to record at all, but we had to
Always
wait.
a highlight.
Yeah, it's always a highlight. Actually, we had to wait quite a long time for it to be produced because he did it all for free and in his spare time. So we actually recorded the album in about between March and June, whenever we could get into the 2010, and we had to wait until I think it was like virtually mid-November 2010 until we got it back, and then we just sent it out to some publishing companies, and then one of them said, look, we'll put it onto loads of digital sites for you, and then you know, any money that you make from it goes straight to you guys. We'll just act as your account managers.
That's always a highlight.
Yeah, it's always a highlight. Yeah, we've had some good gigs as well.
So, I mean, obviously you're going to build off the album, but what are the ambitions for the band?
Yeah, I mean, really, I just want to, at the moment, we've had a little nice, easy session. I mean, we've been playing shows and we've not even been practicing because we've got the album, we can listen to it, but I really want to, you know, just write more songs now. We've got quite a few songs in the pipeline that are ready to be written up. I've got a back catalogue of about 20 songs that are... it's 2 albums. I might do a double album next if they'll give me the time of day. But
melancholy.
Yeah, but no, I you know, just really I'd like to do an EP before the end of the year, so and I think we'd be well on for achieving that.
I think we're looking for shows out of like Birmingham and the Midlands as well. Try and sort of get our name out there a little bit, I suppose.
You have a lot of kind of people getting in touch, haven't you? And often you quite a lot of shows. I know that for sure.
Yeah, we have, but that's mainly on the Birmingham scene. I think it's, you know, for a new band, it's quite difficult to get out there. I'm just hoping that you know, I'll have to send songs out to like BBC, etc. I'm just hoping that they get played on radio and that you know, build from that. But you know, the album's been well received. I know quite a few people have said they've bought it and liked it, so.
Always good.
Yeah, good.
Okay, can you tell us also, I mean, people obviously can Google the album and find it, but have you got any sites that you want to plug where people can kind of find out more about the band?
Yeah, if you go into Facebook and search IONS, you'll find us on there. Regularly go on and drop a few comments and let people know about shows which are coming up. We've also got a MySpace page, which is www.myspace.com/ions.music.uk. And
you can tolerate
yeah, if you can tolerate that. I can't, that's why I just use the Facebook. But
I was going to say, you tolerate the adverts and Spotify as well.
Spotify, because
you can listen for free on there.
You can listen for free, and
possibly doing a show at the Bass Studio, as long as a good idea.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Right, thanks guys for taking the time to talk to on the bass session, and I wish you all a luck with the album.
Excellent, thank you.
Look out for you on the live circuit. Thank you.